This episode of Black Tornado Podcast is very similar to the last time I had a Philippines band on, which was Ill Gotten. And we pretty much did the question and answer the same way as last time, where the question audio was sent as one track and the answers were sent in individual files. And it was just a lot of copy and paste. So if you're wondering why this episode sounds similar to that one, that's why. With these guys, it was just an easier way of making the show work. So with that being said, let's get into the show.
I want to thank the guys from Toxemia for coming on the show today. This is second time that I've had a Philippines band on the show, which is really cool. I've always loved the support that Black Tornado Podcast gets from the Philippines, and every person I've ever spoke to from that country is just amazing. Hardcore metalheads. I love all of them. So thank you a lot for coming on the show. You guys call yourselves Dirty and Rotten Death Metal Underground from the Third World, which I think is so cool. Let's give a little bit of info, and then we'll start with some questions. The band's latest album, Belial's Path, hope I said that correctly, was released in early 2025 through Soul Grinder Records and Fallen Angels production. I've heard that album. I think it's great. Once you finish up with this episode at home, definitely go give that album a listen. So again, thanks for coming on the show. And let's get into some questions. So when did the band start?
Hails, man. This is Corix, guitar vocals of the band. Thank you for inviting us here. We really appreciate it. Anyway, the band started in 2003. Still fucking DIY for more than a couple of decades now.
How did you come up with the name Toxemia?
I was writing a song called Sealed with Blood that time, but we didn't have a name yet. So I opened up a dictionary to search something cool. And then I stumbled the name Toxemia. When I read the meaning, it says a disease of blood or a disease of a pregnant woman. So I was like, hell yeah, this is sick, man. And also, at the same time, it sounded like toxic, which made even better because, we have always been intoxicated. But later on, we found out that there is a death metal band, Toxemia, from Sweden, and they are from the 90s. They had an A on it, but still with the same meaning. But at least ours spelled different.
What do you think makes Philippines metal different than other countries?
I wouldn't say Philippine metal is totally different. It's more like it has its own kind of uniqueness. Maybe it comes from how we operate. Everything is DIY, man. We don't wait for big opportunities, you know. We create them ourselves. Gigs happen in small venues, sometimes even in squats, and people still show up. We are still practicing the culture of trading stuffs like tapes, shirts, CDs. Zines are still circulating, man. That kind of community connection is something you don't always see everywhere anymore. It also makes the scene more politically aware in a way because people are more grounded in real life struggles. It's not just about the music, it's about expression, survival, and staying through. So, yeah, it's not completely different, man, but it definitely has its own identity.
How did you get involved with Soul Grinder Records?
We got in touch with Paul back when he was doing Soul Grinder Zine. We were talking about trading zines and stuff. building that connection through the underground. At some point, we saw that he started a label called Soul Grinder Records. Around that time, we had just finished recording our third album and we're looking for a label. So we reached out and sent him our music, and luckily he showed interest in working with us, man.
How is your local metal scene?
Our scene here, especially in Cavite, is very open when it comes to music. We don't strictly stick to one genre, you know. We mix metal, grind, and hardcore punk, which makes the scene more experimental. A lot of bands now are also focused on creating and recording original music instead of just playing covers, which really helps the scene grow. It also feels like a tight circle. Bands support each other, share gigs, and help promote one another. It's less competitive, man, and more like a collective movement.
How is your local metal scene? Okay. Our local metal scene here in Cavite, well, technically in the Philippines, there's a lot of stuff happening. There's a lot of incoming guests from other countries. Well, it started again in 2023 when everything is back and active after the pandemic. So there's a lot of bands that are visiting our country, a lot of foreign bands to be exact. Okay, that's like the whole Philippines itself. So a lot of records are now out. A lot of folks are started, recording their EPs, their albums. For example, us, we finished recording we were able to release our third album in two labels, two versions. One is in Soul Grinder in US, and then the other one was released by Fallen Angel. Locally, we have other bands who just finished recording their single. One example is King Kong Battery. Swine Slaughter, we did a split with them. So technically, most of the bands locally, especially from where I'm from, where we're from, are recording their new materials. One example is like a hardcore metal band called Loss of Interest, one of our locals. They just released their EP under Threshold Records. Danum was able to release a 7-inch. Um, that's an EP, right? If it's just 3 songs. So yeah, that's an EP. We have Not Dead Yet was released by Threshold Records as well. It's a really good it's a really good material. Pas Vomit, one of our locals, old school locals here are working on some new songs. They're still playing on local gigs and doing front acts as well with foreign bands. Nuclear Punishment, this is like one of the old bands as well. Very active. They have a collective, a collective who's organizing some shows together with one of their colleagues here, Talo. They have this collective of DIY or Die, right?
DIY or Die.
DIY or Die, yeah, that's the name of the collective. So they're organizing different gigs, shows. There are times that there are like foreign bands as well. Yeah. We also have our stoner band here, Chimpaine. They're recording their album based on the last update, last time that we talked. They're recording their album. Our bassist is also playing for another, I can say it's like more of a crossover band called Ibigti ang Kamatayan. I believe I was able to send you like a digital copy of that. You should hear them. Our bassist is like doing the guitars right now for that band. Um, since you asked about the local scene, let me connect that to the artist. So yeah, you know Glenn Ford, he's still doing artwork, and also the vocalist of Ibikti Ang Kamatayan is like into doing artworks for different bands. I don't know if you heard of the band To Dissect. It's a Filipino band located in Dubai. He's the one who did the artwork for that. So we also have some war metal bands like Demonic, who is really working on a lot of stuff. He has like almost every year he has like different releases. The latest one is from Threshold Records. And we have a one-man band here. He's still working on some songs. The band is called Mangtas. And then this is like one of my favorites. I'm a really big fan of D-beat and, harsh kind of grindcore music. So Hell Stomper, you should check that out. There's another band, forgot the name. They're not active, but I highly suggest that you check them out. I'll just send you a message about them. We also have Ganid, Drew. Drew is also involved in different projects. Right now he's working on another project. If you are into Peace Grave, you are into Carcass, if you are into like death and gore kind of metal, you should listen to his bands. But his main band is Ganid. You should check that out as well. And of course, one of our local gore grind bands, we have Flamethrower. They just released a cassette tape um, under one local label. I forgot the name of the label, but it's a local label, and it's available this 2026. But if you're gonna ask again, this 2026, a lot of stuff is happening this first quarter of the year. A lot of folks are recording their materials. You watch out as well because they will have different releases, both local and under foreign labels. So yeah, you just watch out, and you'll see more of it because everything is available now in social media. So yeah, that's the latest update for our local scene.
What is one of your favorite show memories?
So what is one of your favorite show memories? Actually, there's a lot. There's a lot. Especially when we got back. I'll share you some of it, but it's not just one. It's different. Each shows have its different stories about it. So I can't say it's just one. So when we got back, 2023, one of the coolest show that we played that is the tour of Lapida from Davao. It's a year-ender show. It's not just like a gig, but it's more of a gathering because all the good friends from different part of the country were there. Almost all of them. Okay, it's a gathering of different metal bands that's really good. So fast forward to 2024. 2024 is the time that we went to Samar. Later, right? 2024?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like, we had a tour. It's like one of the first again after like I'm playing outside outside Luzon, so we played again. That is in Visayas. We played in a faraway place. Okay. So it's a good show because we were able to meet the metalheads around Leyte, where one of the folks that helped us out there is Ekwa, who's also like involved in a grindcore band called Destroso. You should hear the bands there. They're really good. So 2025, one of the coolest show that we played at in 2025 was in Olongapo. We did a front act with the tour of Signos and like the tour of Absit Omen. So we did the front act there. It was a good show because those are good friends of ours. So it's really memorable. And there's a lot of stuff that happened that day that's really memorable. However, I cannot give you the details here in this interview. um, 2026, I mean, like, in all those years, we also have another cool stuff is that we played together with Set Starsep, their last show here. We were able to like invite them here in Cavite. Then, of course, our yearly anniversary, you should see the lineup of that. So it's really interesting. So again, it's not just like one local show that I can say that has like a lot of good memories. I mean, like, if I'm gonna talk about those good shows that I consider are like really memorable, I can picture it like it was just yesterday. So that's how good are those shows.
What's coming up next for the band?
Okay, so what's next for the band? Right now we're recording. We're at, I cannot say 60%. We're almost at 75% of like the fourth album that will be released in South Korea again, the same label who helped us out released our third album, Fallen Angels Production. So we're working on like the final mix and the final mastering of the tracks. We just released our single, Alamat Namang Kukulam. Um, we just released that. It's available. Um, Unfortunately, the CD, the hard, like the hard copy is only available locally. I was only able to send a few copies to a few folks who traded with me outside the country, but you know, we were not able to really spread it globally. But it's available online at Bandcamp. You should check that out. That's gonna be like one of our songs from the upcoming album. Okay, so about the title of the album, we'll leave that as a mystery. We're not gonna, tell the title yet. Okay. Um, of course, we're working on some new songs. It's a continuous process. We never stop writing new songs so that we can like use it for upcoming splits with other foreign bands. We're working on something with a split with one of the bands from another country. Basically, I'm not gonna say the name of the band yet, but we are in the talks of like working on a split, and it will be released under that label. Okay, that will be released outside the Philippines. So we're gonna have our upcoming shows. So on top of writing songs and recording, we still find time to attend shows once we get invited. Since it's summer here, Corex and the rest of the band, they won't have any challenges unlike the kids in the school. So we'll be playing some shows this summer. So this April 4, we'll have a show together with like a tribute show to one of our friends. Then we'll have a show, a gig in Summer. That's a place around Visayas as well. So Summer Slam, as they call the show. Then we'll do a front act again on in Manila together with Signos and some other local death metal bands, and there will be art shows as well on that gig. So again, the latest update, yep, we're working. I'm almost done with the fourth album. There's a lot of stuff happening, light up writings of songs, and yeah, that's it. That's the latest. That's the update.
And this is my favorite question that I love to ask. Individually, what is your favorite piece of gear that you use with the band?
My favorite gear right now, so I'm just learning about the science behind snares. So I have two snares, Firecracker Pearl and the Pearl Igniter, but I'm relying more on the Firecracker. It just got upgraded. The drummer of Signos, Kuya Rico, gave me an Evans snare skin. It's now it sounds deeper, more power as well, especially during D beats, blast beats, and staccatos. It's really loud. So That's my favorite gear right now for my drum set. How about you, Corix?
I'm using GP5 Veilton. Before I was using Metal Zone.
And let me answer for our bassist. Right now, the bassist, I don't know, but he's using the NUX, the Nux bass effects. Technically, it's a guitar effects. And yeah, I believe that's for him. And how about you, Beto? What's your favorite gear right now?
My favorite gear right now is the most expensive gear that I bought in my life. And it's the Zoom G2X4. Actually, it's not fully paid yet, but it's almost. And it's for installment for 1 year.
Yeah, honestly, we just upgraded our stuff. We're a bunch of primitive folks when it comes to our gears. But yeah, those are our favorite gears right now for our instruments.
Hell yeah.
I would like to say thank you to all the productions, collectives who have invited us on their pot sessions, drinking sessions, whatever kind of session. You know who you are. Big thanks to the labels um, who's working with us. Those labels who supported us. We have Third World Inferno. We have Fallen Angels Productions. We have Chaos Records, Metal Choice, Cuts Records. Thank you very much. And of course, the local artists, the idle hands of Glenn Ford and Nico of Black Earth. And lastly, more power to Black Tornado. And hope to hear more from you. And again, thank you very much for having us on your podcast. Cheers.
All right, and before we go, we're going to listen to the new Toxemia single. Again, I want to thank the band for coming on the show.